Any
We had this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Lee. I have two special guests. They're representing Flowers Realty. They'll put flowers in your yard for all your realty needs. We have Miss Tina Pouncey and Miss Jordan Burleson. And we want to thank y'all for coming to the show. And the proprietors of Flowers Realty are who?
Kevin and Billy Ann Flowers.
All right, Kevin and Billy Ann Flowers. And I was telling them earlier, Kevin's two children, Jonathan and Haley, I taught at Charles Citizen Middle School, and I didn't finish the story, but Billy Ann, her first husband, Terry Baggett, passed away in his early 40s, but Terry and I graduated high school together in 1977 from Goshen High School. So I'm a big fan of the Flowers family. And but welcome to the show, and we'll start with Miss Tina. Where basically is your hometown and some of the path that you had here, hometown, high school, college?
Really, I'm all over. We traveled a lot, but I went to Shamrock High School in Atlanta, Georgia, and I graduated down in Florida from college at Stetson.
Okay.
Back in 1988. But basically, I traveled a lot with my family.
Okay. Children?
I have one daughter, and she'll. Okay, I hope she's not watching this because I don't think we're having a surprise birthday for her. She's going to be 40 years old, and she doesn't know I'm coming up there.
Okay. Where does she live?
In Waynesboro, Mississippi.
Waynesboro, Mississippi. Is that
Yes.
northern, middle, or lower?
No, okay, it's 1 hour south of Meridian and 1 hour north of Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
I've been to Hattiesburg with Uncle
Yes.
Sam of Camp Shelby, Mississippi.
Yes, Camp Shelby.
So how long have you lived in Troy?
8 years.
Miss Tina.
8 years. We came here from Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
We came to take care of my mother-in-law. She's 94 now. So we moved here after my husband's father passed away. So we came here to take care of her. So that we've been here 8 years.
Are they from the Troy area?
Yes. My husband was born and raised here, David Pouncey.
David Pouncey.
He's 68. So
Who are his parents?
Exa and Zolly Pouncey.
Not what part of America do they live?
Sure.
I know here in the city of Troy.
Yeah. They lived on First Avenue.
Okay. So he's a graduate of
Of
Charles Citizen High School?
Pike.
Pike Liberal
Pike.
Arts?
Mm-hmm.
So he's
Yeah.
68, so he probably graduated in the early 70s.
Yeah.
And
Think so.
probably one of the first 2 or 3 classes of Pike Liberal Arts because they're 50 years
Yes.
old, or 51 years old.
I think he was actually the first or the
Okay.
second, because I remember them talking about they were like one of the first to graduate from that school.
Okay, well, I'll look that up. Any grandchildren?
We have 9.
Oh my gosh.
I'm old. I'm so old.
Wow.
9.
Well, Tina, how long have you been in the real estate business?
4 years.
4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, let's talk with Jordan. All right, Jordan Burleson.
Yes.
Your hometown is,
Millbrook.
and you went to what high school?
Went to Edgewood Academy. A little
Okay.
small private school.
Okay, and what county is that in?
Elmore County.
All right. What activities were you involved in at Edgewood?
I just cheered.
Just cheer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really like ball sport kind of gal.
Well, how did you find Troy, Alabama?
A lot of people from my school came here just because it's kind of not too far away, close, still kind of small town
So you lived there,
atmosphere. Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Did you go to Troy University?
I do now.
Okay, so you're enrolled. What are you studying?
Yes, I'm marketing.
Okay, that's kind of right down your alley of real estate, I guess. Now, your parents are,
Shanna Rhodey and Kenny Burleson.
okay, your mother's maiden name is what?
Partridge.
Partridge.
Yes.
And I've got to ask this question. Your mother's maiden name,
Vivona.
Vivona. Now, is that
They're from Sicily.
Italian?
Italian.
I love it. Say it again.
Vivona.
Vivona. I love that. Vivona. I love that kind of stuff. But now, why did you choose real estate? Why did y'all choose real estate to get involved in?
I did because my mom, that's all my mom's ever done.
Okay.
My grandmother did it. My grandfather did it. They owned Partridge Realty in Millbrook
Okay.
many moons ago, probably 15 years ago. And just always been around it. I always knew I wanted to do it. And then I started working in property management with Kevin and Billy Ann a little over a year ago. And so just really wanted to go ahead and start doing it once I was in there.
I met a guy through a fraternity brother of mine. Rick Bourne is in Greenville, Alabama. And he was in some kind of business or finance or accounting at Auburn University. Well, he took a real estate class. And then one of his buddies worked for a big real estate company that usually markets the large tracts of acres, huge tracts, farms, ponds. And he lives outside of Greenville, and I've been to a dove hunt over there. And he has the ability, when he is showing 100 to 200 acres, fly that drone to places that you can't walk or don't want to walk to or don't have time. And he drones it. And it's amazing what that drone could show the potential buyer of what, here's what you have. Oh, did you see those deer run by or turkey or whatever? And when they sell a big tract of land, that's a good return on whoever sold it.
Clients love to see that, the drone look,
And so in Pike County, now again, I asked y'all this earlier off the set, where are y'all able to sell property as a real estate agent?
In the state of Alabama.
In the state of Alabama. But for the most part, Flowers Realty, where in Alabama do y'all do most of your sales?
Right here in Troy.
Right here in Troy.
Yeah.
I think it's Brundage, just
Okay.
close around.
Yeah, 10 miles out now. I do travel a lot further. Except now I can't because the gas prices are outrageous. You're looking at $4 or $5 a gallon. You can't hardly travel now.
Well, and I told somebody, I've always wanted a moped, but I would not look good on the back of a moped. And you can imagine one of them little helmets on me. You know, this hat, I'm not a hat guy. I mean, I like the brim, but I got the Hoss Cartwright size. But can you imagine me on one of them little white helmets?
Well, it's going to have to do that now.
Well, it's $4 now. It probably went up today.
Yeah.
But I can only imagine the truckers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And
Yes.
prices are going up.
Yes.
Open those pipelines.
Please.
Golly.
And Kevin has a diesel truck, so his is already at $5 and something. So it's really hard on us right now having to travel.
Well, that's a subject for another night. But, I can only imagine. Hey, Nate, if you will, put their real estate photo up there of the team of Flowers. If you could, there it is. Can you enlarge that for us for just a minute? All right, from left to right, who is on the left?
Oh, that's me.
That's you. Okay. Okay.
That is me.
All right, go call us names. This is
And then I'm next,
That's
Tina.
Jordan. Then Tina.
Hayden Wilson.
I taught Hayden.
And archery, wasn't it?
Hayden Dunn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Hayden
Yes.
Dunn?
Hayden
Yeah.
Dunn.
Oh, Hayden. Yeah. There's Kevin. I know that's Beth Rose.
Yes.
Yes.
And who is the lady
Pam
between
Cadell.
Pam who?
Cadell.
Cadell. And of course that's Billy Ann.
Mm-hmm.
And your number is 334-635-2043. They're here for you. Put flowers in your yard, and y'all are located on what street?
Madison.
Right past Whaley Construction.
Coming that way, yes.
Yeah, coming from the Luverne area.
Yes.
And I have been in the office, and I love how it's been restored and all. But that's the Flowers team right there. Is that the current team? Have we added anybody else?
That is the
That
team.
is
the
all
current
of us.
And I think the world of Kevin and Billy Ann. Of course, they're
We do
sponsors of
too.
the show. And they're just down home. They're just simple, down home people.
Love them.
Just
Love
simple. What I was going to ask you next is, we got the contact information. Typically on a week, are y'all Monday through Saturday or on call? How does that
We're
normally work?
24/7.
24/7.
Yes.
365.
Yes.
366 if it's a leap year.
Yes. Yes.
Because if there's somebody that wants to see something from out of town, say a parent
Yes.
is from out of town or someone,
Yes.
and they need to see you on Sunday afternoon, you've got
That's
to
right.
go show it.
That's right. After church.
After church. Okay, now let's talk about the city of Troy.
Okay.
The hotbeds of construction right now are where?
Well, they're over there. The Stone Martin, behind Publix. All of those that are being built up. What is that? Overton. Oak Park. That's it.
Oak
Oak
Park.
Park. Those are the hotbeds right now.
And between Cahaba Bank and the rec center,
Yes.
on the left, that is what you're
Stone
talking
Martin,
about.
yes.
But now I saw that they're building, looks like patio homes.
They
Or-
are.
On the right, there's like little small, I think I saw a sign where it looks like little patio homes or maybe a duplex apartments, not apartments, but they're high scale.
I don't know.
And now,
You got us on that one.
well, check it out.
I will.
And the Carolina girls have bought all that land. Have y'all seen? That's the sign that says Carolina girls
I have seen that sign,
I have seen the
in
sign.
that area.
Yeah.
But
but I'm not sure about
those homes
Well-
roughly are running, can y'all say roughly what those nice homes?
The Stone Martins, they start at 287,
Okay.
but then you have you add, you have options. So you got to pay for the extra paint, you got to pay for the paint color, you got to pay if you want lighting, different lighting outside, the cabinet color, what you want in there, the granite if you want a different type, everything costs extra.
Right. And I've got a cousin who lives in Birmingham. They were going to build a small home
Yes.
just inside of Crenshaw County, not far from Goshen, on some family land. Well, they were going to have something built. They had a contractor come by. Well, they decided to back out because if you agree on a price, say of $200,000, in 6 months it may go up to $240,000
That's right.
because you cannot pinpoint the amount
That's right.
of lumber,
Yep.
wiring, construction costs. Are they going to have somebody to help them build it?
That's correct, because it takes about 6 months. And those contracts will say that hey, we'll start here, but like what you just said, but we have the right to go up in price. And a lot of them don't realize that. So,
It's almost like if you got a good amount of timber on some land, have a sawmill come in there and cut you some boards and put
Yeah.
it and let it dry out and build your house where you own.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Now, apartments in Troy, is that a direct reflection of Troy University, you think?
Right. She's in the property management. I'm gonna
I
let
do
her.
a lot of the property management. A lot of people that do rent are students, but then there's also many people that, say this happened to my family. Our house sold before our other house was done being built, so we had to rent an apartment. And so a lot of times people will have, families that rent out a house just to kind of wait out and see if prices kind of fluctuate or if they can find a home that they want.
Okay, so in Troy, the apartments that are being built, I know there's a conglomeration being built behind CVS.
Yeah. Student
Yes.
housing, yeah.
That's student housing. And then on, I guess it's Park Street. Let's see, Elm Street. Are there some more going up on Elm Street?
I thought they've already been building on
Okay.
it. I don't think it's
Park,
completed.
you're right.
Yes.
They've got them set,
Yes.
but they've got to finish the inside
Yes.
and stuff like that.
Correct.
And I know they recently built some more on Elm Street that I think
Yeah.
those are complete. But
Well, you also have the people like what she just said that they don't have anywhere to go, but you also have people that have bought a home and they have to wait for the people they bought it from to get out, and they've already moved down here and they need someplace to stay for a month or two.
okay, well let's take a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank Troy Bank and Trust Company. Want to thank Flowers Realty for being a sponsor, the Barn Restaurant in Goshen, Alabama, and we'll be back after these messages.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com during our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Welcome back to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. Ladies and gentlemen, this show will be aired again on Wednesday nights from 9 o'clock at night till 10 o'clock at night. You can find us on Facebook. Type in Troy Cable Productions and go to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. You can find us on YouTube and Facebook. And with us tonight we have Miss Tina Pouncey and Jordan Burleson from Flowers Realty here in Troy, Alabama. The owners are Kevin and Billy Ann Flowers. We were talking earlier about real estate and what is the process, of people who are interested in becoming a real estate agent. What are the steps that they could do? What are the steps that someone must do?
You go ahead since you just got it.
Since you're young.
Typically, you'll just find it's kind of hard right now with COVID and everything. A lot of real estate schools aren't doing in-class teachings anymore, which is the one that I also went through. They didn't have any available in-class ones, so I took the online real estate course. Then you do have to, complete the course, pass the course final, and then you have the state exam, and then after that, you will have your post license.
Do you feel like you were prepared by doing it online? Was that hard? Was that difficult to stay motivated?
It was difficult at first, but I did take all of the available resources with YouTube. Okay. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, just because sometimes when you read a textbook, it's kind of hard to understand what exactly they're saying. And if, when you see some of these YouTube videos, they just kind of simplify everything and really explain everything into detail. So,
what was the time length when you started and when you finished? As far as you had to pass the course first online, then after that you had to take the state test. Yes. Was that a one test session? How long does that test last? Is it a 2-hour test? Or?
Yeah, 3.5 hours.
3.5 hours.
To take it.
So
yes.
When you first entered the course and signed up and you finished the online, what was that length of time?
For me personally, it was about 8 months, but you do have a year from the very first start date. You have 1 full year. And if you don't get it done in that 1 year, you just start all over again.
Well, I scratched my head one time about Troy University at Dothan. They, at one time, offered in-class real estate.
Yes.
And I believe it was like 4 months, one night a week for about 4 or 5 hours, I think. And that usually started in January and it was going to end in May, I believe. And whether or not they had one this time, I don't know. But that's the only other. Is there any in-class besides Troy University at Dothan or anybody else, Montgomery or?
I did all mine online, so
Yeah.
I didn't even look for in-house.
Okay.
I wanted to study at my own pace.
Okay.
So I don't know, I didn't even look into anything that was done.
I know that there are, I'm not sure if there are still in-person ones. I do know that some real estate institutions offer like a cram course, like just one
Yes.
full day of meet in a
did.
classroom, bunch of other students that are trying to pass, and
Okay.
they just kind of start everything from the very beginning of all of your information to study.
So after you get your, so you complete with a I dotted and a T crossed.
Yes.
Right. Continuing education. How often do you have to do continuing education?
Every 2 years.
So at the end of 2 years, before the end of 2 years, you've got to maintain
15 hours.
15 hours. And roughly what does that 15 hours include? Just brush
you
up?
do have to have, a brush up.
Brush up.
Same,
Okay.
yeah, you just have to have the 15. And there's a couple that's mandatory that you have to have, and then the rest you can have electives.
Okay. All right, let me ask you this. We asked this earlier. I can't remember if I asked it live or on the set. Now, if you're in the city of Troy or Pike County, and a person sees another person's name on a property for sale, another real estate agent, they can actually call Flowers, say,
Yes.
listen, I saw something on First Avenue that I'm interested in. Can y'all show me that property? So
Yes.
y'all have a reciprocation
Yes.
amongst realtors here in Pike County.
Yeah, so if we have a buyer that wants to look at a property, we can show anybody's property in the state of Alabama.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter who has it listed, we can show it.
And that's a state law through the legislature, I guess.
No, that's
Or is
just-
that a real estate?
That's just a real estate. No, there's
Oh,
no law. It's just,
okay.
if it's listed, we can show it.
Okay.
Yeah, it
That's
doesn't
like
matter
a-
who has it listed.
It's like a sportsmanship clause.
Yeah, just, yeah.
All right. Now, say if someone sees a property they want to buy, what are the basic steps that a person must do to buy a piece of property?
Call me.
And then me. Hang up on her.
Call us. And, well, okay, so we have to show the property. First, we got to make sure it's available. And let me tell you why. Because properties are going within a day. So once you list it, if you don't call on it immediately, right now, the way the properties are going, it could be gone tomorrow. So first you call to make sure it's available, and then you set up a time. If it's occupied, then you got to get a time with the listing agent to make sure that you can go into the house so that the owners will know that we're going to be there.
Yeah.
And then we go and show it.
Okay. So when say if they, hey, I want it, then there's a process they have to, with the bank, they got to make sure they can,
Yes.
they have the
Well,
credit.
you have, there's several ways that you can do that. Of course, you can go USDA, FHA, or VA. Those are the government loans. So FHA is 3% down, USDA is typically 0% down, and VA, depending on how your status is with the VA, it could be 0% down. Or you can go conventional.
I'm
You can go
VA.
conventional. See, then you can probably get it zero,
Yeah, that's
depending.
right.
And then, or you can go conventional, and that's typically they want at least 20. Well, it can be 3%, but that's typically around 20% down. So that's why most people go USDA, FHA, or VA. So we have to get a pre-approval letter. So that means they should have already went to the bank and got a pre-approval. Yes, we can buy a $250,000 house. Here's our letter of approval, and so we kind of know where they can, But if they don't have it, we need them to go ahead and do that.
Okay. All right. Say if someone has a home and they and the bank co-own it, but there's another house that you like. How does that work if you have a home that
Right.
you're making a payment? Hey, we're interested in that house. What are the steps then for a family?
That is called, if you want to put in an offer on a house, you're going to do what's called a sell and settlement contingency. That means you need to sell your house first in order to buy this house, because typically most people can't afford 2 mortgages.
Right.
So we're going to put in a contract on your house, but that contingency says we have to sell our house first before we can buy your house.
Okay. It's sell and sell
And
contingency.
it's called a sell and settlement. So you got to sell your house,
Okay.
and then you can settle on buying yours.
But if you put your house up for sale, you better have already packed in Pike County.
Yes.
Is this going?
Yes.
Somebody's going to buy
Yes,
it.
we have very low inventory, so if you want to sell your house, please call us. We really need inventory desperately.
So, is there a big market that people are wanting land in Pike County? Hey, I want 20 acres.
Yeah, well, most people want
40.
land because they want to move a mobile home on. We have a lot of that. They'll call, and you get that, right?
Yes.
They're like, would you have an acre of land or half an acre or 2 acres so we can move a mobile home on? We just don't have any. That is,
It's so slim right now.
yeah.
You know, I heard that Hunter's Mountain is fixing to add about 150 more brand new trailers. Have you
Did
heard
not know
that?
that.
And that somebody has bought that out, either
I
from
did
New
hear
York or
somebody
Pennsylvania.
bought it, yes.
And whoever didn't buy that has bought the other trailer park going down the Elba Highway,
Okay.
and they have bought them out, and that company's from either Pennsylvania or New York. So there are some trailers, trailer parks that are fixing to go under different ownership. And I heard that Hunter's Mountain's adding 150 new trailers. Whether or not that's true, it's just a
We do need property, though. We do need smaller. So if y'all have some land that you wouldn't mind splitting up, we can definitely get it sold.
in Pike County, we've got Montgomery, Dothan, Luverne, Banks.
Yes.
Which part of Troy is growing the fastest? Or Pike County? North,
over.
south? Okay.
Yeah. All over.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Not. Well, right now it's going to be over there. We're behind Publix.
Yeah, Oak
That's
Park.
growing. Yeah, Oak Park. That's growing the fastest right now.
And that's supposed to be a bowling alley down there.
I
too?
heard that. Yes,
they
I heard
did
there was a bowling alley. Yes,
So,
that's growing the fastest.
let's see, what was another question? What are the top selling points that Pike County and the city of Troy have as far as appealing to the outside person that might want to move to Pike or Troy?
Well, we
Pike
have
County.
several industries. Of course, you know, Kimber's here, and the Kimber up in New York, to my understanding, has closed down, so that's why they're all moving here.
That's
So
headquarters.
that's the headquarters. So you've got Kimber. Of course, you got Lockheed Martin. I have sold numerous homes to people that have been transferred to this Lockheed, because this one is actually a very good one, to my understanding. They have a lot of engineers that they're recruiting here. So Lockheed. Now, you know the distillery that's moving in. They're still building on that over there on Orion. So that's going to be about 30 to 50 people, I think.
Okay.
So they're building that. So you've got those 3 industries right there.
And then the Walmart distribution center in Brundage.
Yeah.
It's only about 20 miles,
Yeah.
I'd say.
Oh,
away.
no,
It's
8.
it's
8
8
miles.
miles.
20, like 20
Hey, the
minutes
Brundage
drive.
Country Club, the Brundage
20
Country
miles,
Club
sorry.
is right across the street,
Yeah.
and they're open from Tuesday through Sunday, and they're closed just Mondays. But I used to work at the Brundage Country Club, and they're
Okay.
a sponsor of the show. And hello, Donnie Mobley and all the crew out there. Great place to play golf in Troy, Alabama.
It is. It's very
relatively
nice out there.
inexpensive.
Yes. So that's some of the industries that are here that is really
Golden
bringing
Boys
in
booming.
gold. Yes. You've got, but it's the newer ones that are bringing a lot of the people, and you're getting a lot of people from the north coming down here.
They're flying the coop.
Yes.
Coming south.
There you go. That's
Now-
exactly what they're telling us.
Let's talk to the audience about university parents buying homes in Troy. How do
Okay.
you know?
I have a lot of parents that are interested in, say, if, you know, one child comes, that's fine. You know, they normally will pay rent for one child. But then when they have more than one child, it's almost easier if they just purchase a home and pay a mortgage on it and have all of their children live in the same home, just to kind of be together, save all of that money and own the home. And, you know, they can either turn around and sell it again or, you know, rent it back out. I do find a lot of parents kind of
Right.
are interested in that.
And,
Yes.
So the clause is, say, if you buy a home, one other person, a non-blood member, can live in that home, and you can charge that person rent. which they could pay for the house payment almost. But
That's true.
What's the clause, or what's that called?
That is correct. That's R2.
R2
If I said
clause.
that right. If I
Okay.
said that right, it's the restriction. But you can have, like I said, one unrelated person, and typically, but if there are two siblings living together, then you can have that third person
Okay.
because they're unrelated. So you
Sure.
can get that 3 bedrooms.
Sure. And I've seen that myself, but I do want everyone to know that. Hey, Nathan, if you can, show the beautiful team picture of Flowers Realty, and we'll wrap it up after that. But again, this is Jordan Burleson and Miss Tina Pouncey. They're with Flowers Realty. Blow that up for us, if you will, Nate. There's Kevin and Billy Ann right there. There we go. And that's the real estate team, and you can call them at...
Well, let us give them our phone number.
Sure. All right, here we go.
Go ahead, Jordan.
635-2043.
No, give them your cell phone.
Yeah.
Oh, my cell phone. Okay. My cell phone is 334-730-2667.
All right, say it one more time slowly.
730-2667.
And that's for Jordan Burleson.
Yes.
Tina Pouncey, call 334-372-1751.
Good. Well, on behalf of Troy Cable, I want to thank y'all for coming on the show. You did a wonderful job, and best of luck to you. And I hope you have a great year, or having a great year, and we'll continue to do so. So for any of your real estate needs, call Flowers Realty and ask for Tina or Miss Jordan, and they will help you find your needs if you're selling or buying
Or renting.
or renting. If you need something to rent, and downtown Troy is on the move,
Yes.
and it's booming, and people are restoring those old
Yes.
buildings
Yes.
and doing all kind of stuff with
Oh,
it.
and we have a bed and breakfast too,
Okay.
where we're at. So if you have any renters that you know of that needs a bed and breakfast, we have 2 of them downstairs.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back with the Zion Chapel Bass team, and I want to thank y'all again for being on the show, and we'll be back after these messages.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? Bring it. But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Yes. Bring it to Premier Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Troy. Right now, save up to $10,000 on Rams and Grand Cherokees. Shop PremierTroy.com. During our Bring It sale. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
A personal touch, a high level of trust. Whether it's checking and savings accounts, personal or business loans, or our local friendly service. That's what Troy Bank and Trust customers expect. But now we offer more. Free identity theft protection for our new and existing customers, protecting your family's time, money, and good name from identity theft. Because protecting your identity is now a big part of our identity.
If you've had an accident or just want a new look for your vehicle, come see us at Troy Paint and Body, where we do it right the first time. Our staff has more than 100 years combined experience and can handle repairs and paint work on any make or model. We also offer a lifetime guarantee as long as you own your vehicle. Now that shows we stand behind our work. And our 24-hour towing service means we're here when you need us. So come see us at Troy Paint and Body, located on South Brundage Street in Troy beside the post office. Troy Paint and Body, where we may meet by accident, but you'll be glad we did.
Brundage Building Supply and Paint Center at Jackson Hardware. 120 years and counting of real customer service with a smile and a heartfelt thank you for visiting with us. PPE, lumber, paint, building supply and roofing, guns, ammunition, American-made items, and oh, by the way, hardware.
Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. This is the ZC, the Zion Chapel Bass Fishing Team. Want to welcome them to Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree Lee. And on my far left, On the far end, we have Clayton Phillips. He's in the 8th grade. Next to him, we have Ethan Young. He's a junior. And sitting next to me, we have Everett Paget. He's also an 11th grader. They're members of the Zion Chapel bass fishing team. And the reason I'm going to take my hat off, I got a El Grande large head, and I don't look good with a hat on my head. But Clayton, we'll start with you. So you are in the 8th grade.
Yes,
And you attend Zion Chapel. Have you always attended Zion Chapel?
yes, sir, except for my kindergarten year.
Okay. What are some of the activities that you enjoy besides bass fishing?
Saltwater fishing.
Saltwater fishing. All right, besides fishing, you got any other activities? Do you like to hunt or anything like that?
I like to hunt.
Are you involved in any other activities at Zion Chapel?
No, sir.
Okay. Ethan Young, you're a junior. What about Ethan? What other kind of activities?
I like to hunt. I like to turkey hunt. Me and him do.
When does turkey hunting, when does the season begin?
March 25th.
All right, and how many different types of turkey have you bagged?
Just one in Alabama.
Do y'all know about the Grand Slam?
Yeah.
All right, explain what the Grand Slam of turkey hunting is.
You just go around and kill, I think there's 5 different ones, like a Merriam, a Rio, a Eastern, Osceola in Florida, and there's one more.
Are they all in the continental United States? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, sir.
But what about Mexico? Is it Texas, Mexico is one of them?
Yeah, there's one down, I don't know if that's the Merriams or something. I know the Osceolas are in Florida, I believe.
In Florida? Okay.
But,
All right, what about Avery Paget? What are some of your fun things to do besides bass fishing?
Turkey hunt, duck hunt a little bit, but mostly just I fish about every weekend, that and work.
Do y'all rather fish when you're not on a lake or river? Do y'all enjoy fishing in a pond? Or?
I got a pond at my house. I go about every afternoon if I can.
Is there places on the Pea River to fish?
Yes.
I ain't never been down there. Clayton may have, but I haven't.
Okay. All right, well, let's talk about do y'all know when the bass team started at Zion Chapel?
My 9th grade year.
So this is the 3rd year?
Yeah, this is the 3rd year.
Okay. Since the beginning of August when school started, how many tournaments have the Zion Chapel bass team been involved in?
8, I believe.
8? When was the last one that you were involved in?
The other weekend in Lake Martin.
Lake Martin? How many different teams? Was it all teams from Alabama and that, or were there other states?
There was a few teams from like Georgia. But other than that, they're mostly from Alabama.
So how many teams were, do you think, on the lake at that time?
I think that trailer is usually around 80.
You said trailer?
That trail.
That trail, you call it a trail.
There's usually about 80 in that one.
Okay, so y'all were on a trail. All right. How many teams, so you fish 2 to a boat? 2 to a boat, and you must have a
Boat captain.
boat captain. Who are y'all, so how many boats do we have at Zion Chapel?
Just 3 teams.
3 boats. And so we got 3 people who must be a captain, and they've got to be an adult. And who are those guys or girls?
Usually like my dad, Larry, my brother-in-law, he captains a lot.
What's Larry's last name, Paget?
Campbell.
Larry Campbell.
And my dad, Kyle Paget.
Kyle Paget.
And then Taylor Renfro.
Taylor Renfro. So those are the 3 captains. Who would you consider as another person that spearhead? Who are the people that spearheads the bass team at Zion Chapel? Who are your sponsors or your people who get things rolling?
A few of our big sponsors are like S&C here in Troy.
What's S&C?
Y'all
don't have this in a 3X, do you?
I got one. I don't know what size this one is. I don't know if that has, I think it has their sponsors on the back.
Okay, let's read them. Premier Dodge, yeah.
That's our bigger ones there. In the
S&C Materials and Paving. You got Southern Tractor Company out of Elba and Troy, is that right?
Yeah.
KW Plastics out of Troy. Where is Truck Works Kenworth. Do we know what that is?
I think it runs about just everywhere.
Here we go. We got Premier, S&C Materials, KW. Let's see. Cook Chevrolet, that's in Elba. We'll thank them. Guns R Us. The Teamsters Union Local number 1150. LB Peavy House. I believe he's a local guy. Commercial Door Products. Development and Benefit Associates LLC. Southern ENT PC. I guess that's Southern Ear, Nose, and Throat. Jimmy C. Lunsford. Watson Glass Company, Williams Auto Parts. Where's Williams Auto Parts at?
Elba.
What about Watson Glass?
Enterprise.
Enterprise. So you got a lot of people there in Coffee County. Devo's Truck Repair LLC, isn't that going toward close?
Yes, sir.
Wasn't there a guy that fished last year?
Caleb DeVos.
Last year, or was he on this year's team?
Last year.
Last year. I remember something about that. Jones Animal Clinic, that's in Troy. Ward's Power Sports, located here in Troy on US 231. Miracle Ear, y'all know where that is? Is that an Enterprise? Enterprise?
Enterprise, yeah.
Enterprise Paper Janitorial, Wood Fruitiker. That's the guy who goes around and sells produce? Yeah. Southern Hearing Associates Incorporated. January Blair Ellis, she's in Troy. She's an attorney here in Troy, Alabama. 4-Star Freightliner. Dothan, Alabama. Mike Shelton, he's a State Farm agent here in Troy, Alabama. Road Mart in Troy, First Franklin Financial, O'Reilly Auto Parts, L.E. Bolton, Ralston Moore, Dr. Robert Howard, I believe he's a doctor here in Troy, and Amentum. It's forward. I turn it around this way. So you got the Zion Chapel Bass team shirt, and so y'all school colors are kind of gray and
red and black. Yeah.
But I like your little outfit right here. Now, let me ask you this: your next bass event is when, Clayton?
March 19th.
March 19th. So that's in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Where will that be held at? Lay Lake. Do we know? Is that up 65 past Montgomery to the right?
Clanton.
Clanton.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. What is a typical weekend? This is for you, Ethan. A typical weekend when you're fixing to go bass fishing. What are some things that you got to prepare for midweek before you go fishing?
Clothes, gas, make sure the boat's charged, make sure we got everything in the boat, all our tackle. Let's see. Just mainly make sure everything's good with the boat, your trucks. What else?
All right.
Just really make sure you got everything like.
Do y'all have a checklist? Do you do it?
Sometimes.
A sheet? How you
Especially
hear
if
it?
we're gone, if we're gone like for a whole weekend, we'll make sure we got everything. Like, make sure you got all the tools in case something tears up. Gotta fix it. But I mean,
Snacks, drinks.
yeah, everything for the boat.
And you got to make sure that your boat captain has his license with him. You got to have your fishing license with you. I guess if you're over 16 years of age, you better have all that. And just in case something happens, you got to make sure that your boat captain has all his credentials that he needs. And you said a key word, 3-letter word, gas. How many gallons does a boat hold?
20 or 30.
Mine's got a 40-gallon tank.
That's going to be about $120, $150 to
Yeah,
fill
about
up.
$140, $50.
All right, so when you get there, does the tournament start on Saturday morning?
Yeah.
Do y'all leave from the Zion Chapel area Saturday morning, or do you go and spend the night?
Sometimes we'll leave Friday mornings, or leave like Thursday afternoon.
Because you may fish Saturday, or you practice Saturday fishing?
We practice Friday and fish Saturday.
That's what I mean. You practice Friday, and you fish Saturday and Sunday?
Yes.
Just Saturday.
Just Saturday. Okay, so have you ever had any problems? I don't even jinx you. But you got to make sure all that stuff is locked down at the motel wherever you're going to stay, so nobody might
Yes.
come in there and get your stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or you could, I guess you could tie a Rottweiler to the boat.
Yeah, you could do that.
Now, so you do a practice run Friday.
Right.
Saturday morning, what time does the event normally start when you leave the dock?
This time of year, it's about 6:30 when they start blast off.
What is now? You said blast off.
That's
So
when-
are all y'all together, or they
Yeah,
got you
we're
spread out?
we're just all in the water. They do the national anthem and prayer, and then they start boat number 1 through however many there is.
Okay. So, how many boats roughly do we have at a start?
There's the Alabama Bass Nation. There's usually about anywhere from 150 to 200 in that trail. But the other ones are like anywhere from 80 to 100.
So you'll leave about 6:30ish.
Yeah.
When do you have to come back in at the end of the day?
They make like flights, so say there was boat number 1 through boat number 15, they'd be at 3 o'clock, and then 16 through 30, they'd be at 3:30.
Okay. So what happens? The boats that get to go out first, they got to be back in by a certain time.
Yeah.
The next set of boats, you got same amount of time on the water, because it wouldn't be fair if you got 50 or 60 boats for number 50 through 60. You have to come in the same time as number 1 through whatever. So I understand that part. What if a boat is unable to come back in on time? Is there a radio that, hey, we broke down? Do they have a clause to allow you to be towed in
Yeah.
without penalty?
As long as you let them know, or call them and let them know, or send them a text, then they'll work it out with you. You get towed in, but you have to let them know, because they check off everybody when they come in,
Okay.
make sure everybody's in.
Are there any specifications as to a wind advisory or lightning, since y'all are a youth type
Yeah.
group? What kind of restrictions are there? You know what I mean?
There's like, sometimes there's fog delays where there's too much fog, and they'll send a boat out to go check, make sure it's all good, like a little bit on down the lake, and they'll come back and give us the all clear, and we'll go.
What if there's lightning in the area? Are y'all instructed to come straight back, or what's those?
They don't really say a whole lot on lightning. Now, if it's really bad weather, they do good about, canceling the tournament or postponing it, because they don't want it to be out there. But it's just like a little, storm that rolls over. There's not a whole lot that they can do.
Okay. Let's talk about some of the opportunities for. Do y'all have any girls on the team?
We don't.
You know, name your other team members. Go.
Cole McDaniel,
Cole McDaniel, a little bit louder.
Kevin Dowdy,
Okay.
and Jackson Dowdy.
What grade are they in?
Cole's a senior, Kevin's a junior, and Jackson's in 9th, I think.
Okay. But other bass teams have girls, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
And what are some, besides, who are some of your coaches that helps get everything in order? Like Miss Dana, what's
Yeah,
her name?
her, she,
Miss Dana, what's her last name?
Haley,
Dana Haley.
her and Jill, really, they book all his mama.
Jill, Miss
Campbell.
Campbell.
Miss Jill Campbell.
They book all the rooms pretty much, deal with all our money, sign us up for all the tournaments and everything, and get us all registered and everything else.
And who's that?
Larry,
Mr. Larry.
he,
What's Larry's last name again?
Campbell.
Larry Campbell. All right, Clayton, let me ask you this. Do you know about how many more tournaments you have? When school's out sometime in May, but y'all still fish as a team in the summer? When does your season start, and when does it end, roughly, as far as the series?
I don't really know.
Usually-
I got on the team this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're learning. That's good. I'm glad you're involved.
Yeah, starts in September.
Okay.
It ends.
And it starts slowing down towards.
Yeah, it
getting
ends
back to
in really
summer.
ends in May.
Okay.
But then our state championship is in June, and then nationals is in July.
Where is the state championship this year?
You follow?
You follow. What about the nationals?
It'll be
At Lake Chickamauga.
in Tennessee.
Lake Chickamauga. Do your history. I think there might have been a battle of Chickamauga in the Civil War. You need to research that history. Where is your favorite lake to fish in Alabama?
Eufaula.
Eufaula,
Probably Jordan.
Lake Jordan,
Probably Mitchell.
Lake Mitchell. Okay. Are there what opportunities are there for people who win the tournament? What do you win? What can you win?
I mean, you get trophies. We won one.
Let's see that trophy real quick.
But not too long after we came on our first interview, we had one at Jordan, and me and him coming first in that one.
All right, this is Lake Jordan, East Alabama High School Bass Trail, first place, Sylacauga Marine and ATV, sponsored by Sylacauga Marine and ATV. This was December the 11th, 2021. And is that the same one?
That's
Big,
it.
who had the big fish?
Kevin Dowdy and Cole McDaniel, they had big fish for that tournament.
They had the big fish. Who won this? The team?
Me and him.
Well, congratulations. Now, are there financial things that you can win?
Yeah, like scholarship money. They give us. I think we won 500 with that one. The bigger trails like Bass Nation, we win like 1,000.
Okay. Now, that money, is that earmarked for junior colleges, trade school, or colleges, or is that cash money?
It's usually just a check.
It's a check for that you could put back in the club or for your expenses?
For them to use for their scholarship money, they can keep that as their scholarship money for our school.
Okay, but they could cash that and use to updo their stock or equipment and that kind of stuff. That's good. Let's see. I was going to ask you this question. How can individuals or companies, who can they contact if they want to sponsor the Zion Chapel Bass Club? Are y'all a club or y'all call it a team, right?
Yeah.
How could tell us who to contact?
Either Mom or Miss Dana or Larry or Miss Teal, either one.
Or can they call? Do y'all have a Facebook?
Yeah, we do.
All right, what's that Facebook called? Zion Chapel Bass?
Bass team.
And there's ways to get in touch with them. You can message them. So if you will, go to Facebook, search Zion Chapel Bass Fishing Team if you want to sponsor, help donate, because y'all are all the time needing money for fuel, motel, keeping your equipment up. And it's just like another entity of a school function, even though y'all have to probably sign a release that, you know, you're representing Zion Chapel in a way. You can wear their ZC, but it's not under the umbrella of Zion Chapel High School.
Yes.
But they need your financial support. Have y'all got a fundraiser coming up anytime soon?
One not too long ago. I think we're going to do a raffle or something here pretty soon.
And what would y'all raffle? Do you know?
Last year, what did we do last year?
Sometimes we do a cooler, and then we normally do a cooler and then a gun.
Mm-hmm. Let me ask y'all, do y'all like peanuts? What do y'all eat when you're on the water and drink? Gatorade water?
Gatorade water and just
I don't really
snacks.
eat a whole lot, maybe a sandwich, but other than that.
Is there anything like fruit to keep you?
Yeah, we have a snack bag, and then we have sandwiches, and then drink.
Okay, what about when you catch a fish? You put it, what's that thing you put it in? What's
Live
it called?
well.
Live well. You got to make sure that works. I guess in the morning you turn it on. Hey, if it's not working, you're in trouble probably.
Yes.
So when you catch a fish, you put it in there, and your limit is what?
5 fish.
5. So if you catch the next fish and it's bigger than one of those in there,
You call it out.
you call it out. What if one of those fish in there is not living? You got to keep it in there?
You can stick it with a fizzing needle, try to bring it back to life a little bit, or you just have to let it go.
Okay.
Don't tell anybody.
All right, so you got to keep 5 in there, and you hope you weigh in 5.
Yes.
Okay. And you weigh in at a certain time, and that's pretty neat. Well, that's great. Other local schools in this area that have a bass team. I know Rehoboth does.
Yes, sir.
Anybody else that y'all could think of in this area?
Ayrton.
Ayrton,
G.W. Long.
G.W. Long. Those both are in Dale County, I think.
Headland.
Headland is Henry County, maybe?
Skipperville's got one.
Yeah, that's G.W. Long.
I mean, where else?
Does Op have one?
Morella's got one. That's about it around here, really. I think New Brockton's trying to get one. I'm not sure when that's going to be.
So y'all have 6 members, and you got 1 graduating senior. Now, the kids who are interested, you probably already know some kids who might be interested in being on the team next year. Is there a limit, or if you have someone else that's willing to have a boat, then you can add 8 to the team, have 8 team members next year? So there's not a limit, but you can only have 2 in the boat. And you got to have 1 adult captain that has the boat. Well, is there anything that, so are there colleges that give scholarships?
Yes, sir.
Some colleges.
What, do y'all know any of the colleges that do that? Is Montevella one of them?
Montevella. Auburn, Alabama.
What college does Hayden go to?
All right, Clayton, I'll save you this question. You be thinking about it. Now, these two, y'all are in the 11th grade, so tassel time is about a year away from now. That means you're about to graduate. What are your aspirations, Ethan, after high school?
Hopefully go to college and fish.
Do you know what you might want to study in college yet?
I've been thinking on it.
Okay.
Not quite sure yet.
Okay. What about you, Avery?
Definitely want to go to college and fish. On a college team somewhere. I'd love to go to Auburn. Thought about getting a degree in forestry, maybe something outside. Something like that, forestry or.
Okay. With that said, I want y'all to think for this real quick. Is there anybody out there in the audience that you specifically like to thank as an individual, or that you'd like to thank for helping you with your bass fishing experience? We'll start with you, Clayton.
Probably my granddad.
Who is your granddaddy?
Mike Gilly.
Mike who?
Gilly.
Mike Gilly. Where does Mr. Mike live?
Ozark.
Ozark, Alabama. So he wants to shout out to Mike Gilly. And Ethan? You name 1, 2, or 3, it doesn't matter.
Sponsors.
Sponsors or family members, or anybody that you'd like to thank for helping you with your endeavor of bass fishing?
Miss Dana, Larry, my mom Jill, Premier, S&C.
Just all your sponsors. Have anyone you'd like to say hello to your girlfriend?
I think she's still watching right now.
I just had to say that. All right, what about you, Avery?
Definitely want to thank my mom for kind of getting this together, and Larry for always being there, the boat captain. But my mom done a lot with it.
And your mother is
Miss Dana.
Miss Dana. Okay.
I just like to thank her, and of course all our sponsors that we wouldn't be able to do without them, and all the boat captains really.
Okay. Well, go on to the Zion Chapel Facebook page and get in touch with them on how you can help financially support these young men. And what I want to encourage y'all to do, when you turn 30, 40, you ever heard of the word reciprocate?
No, sir.
That means give back to someone that gave something to you. Be that inspiration, be that organizer to help youth be involved, regardless of what activity it is. And I want to thank y'all for being on the show, and I want to thank your parents for bringing you. And you can see this replay Wednesday nights from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock here on Channel 2, Facebook, and YouTube. And again, thank y'all. Hey, do y'all like peanuts you do? Let's see. Do y'all like, I'll let you pick from, we got, this was Crystal Ball. We got, this is from the co-op. We got salted, and pull, turn that can around right there. And we're going to let you pick one of those. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We'll see you next week on Good News and Interviews with Forrest Tree. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Want a new Ram or Jeep? But you have no credit or bad credit? Bring it. We say yes. Bring it to